Well, I guess I'll start. Hi, and welcome to dotstudioPRO Film MBA. My name's Phoenix Gonzalez, and I am one of the founders of dotstudioPRO. I'm also a content creator and very passionate about making sure we all monetize. Today, we're going to go into our second week of Track It Tuesday, or I always do that on Thursdays. It's our second week of Track It Thursday. So we've looked at the metrics, we've had more creators engaging with us, and we've seen, some interesting things. But I think some of the things we want to talk about are your dashboard, how to use it when it comes to tracking, as well as some of the things that are being talked about on the web when it comes to video and the importance of it, and how to track it and why it's important to be part of your social media strategy. Because having a video environment and putting it up online and hoping people are going to come is the same thing as making a movie and hoping that somebody's going to buy it. And so we have to make sure that we, as filmpreneurs, what I'd like to call us, make sure that we do our jobs. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and let's, actually, I think I'm going to share this screen. Great, present to everyone. Great, and now I'm going to switch over here, and I'm going to move this up. Great, so Track It Thursday. And for those of you who are new to the dotstudioPRO Film MBA, we do this twice a week. So we have Mondays, our Marketing Mondays, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, we're slacking you and talking with you and getting you to do simple tasks that we can follow up on online to help each other grow our audiences. Thursday is our Track It Thursday day, where we go over stats and analytics. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are paying it forward to a creator in the community. We announce on Friday who it is, and we help them socially online so we can build a little more virality across the web for them to get their projects seen and get their voices heard. So first, I'm just going to start with looking at a little bit of our metrics. So we really started to use our dotstudioPRO Twitter even more in the last, I'd say the last almost 2 weeks now. So we're seeing some really strong metrics coming up. And we're seeing that we're up about 84% from last week, and our tweets are up about 76%, and then our retweets are up about 107%. So that lets us know that the community is starting to really engage with us, which is important. And I think these are things that you should all be looking at in your Twitter accounts, is to kind of see how, if people are engaging with you, if they like what you're posting. I mean, retweets let you know that they like what you're posting, they're engaged with you, and that makes, all the difference in terms of really, like, you just never know, that one person who tweets out or retweets something that you've shared, that could be that viral moment. So the more you're engaged with your online community and, you're getting your voice out there, you're creating thought leadership for yourself, you're creating awareness around your project, and, you're really getting the support of the social crowd who really wants to be there to help you. Our impressions were up about 50% from last week, which is great. We were tweeting a lot and making sure to share resourceful information. So don't forget to go to @dotstudiopro.com to check out, what's happening on a day-to-day basis, moment to moment, and, engage, have a good time. So you can see some of our top cities were California, England, New York, Texas, and Ontario. Ontario being my hometown in Canada, love it. And most interesting, so comedy, still really interesting to us, because dotstudioPRO and this Film MBA program, our platform was built for a multitude of people to be able to use. And we're really seeing that people from the comedy vertical are really interested in dotstudioPRO. So that lets us know that might actually be a really strong vertical for us to move into My Spotlight, which is the aggregator that pulls all of your premium content channels into our Netflix-esque environment. Movie and news, music is really interesting as well. Action and adventure and business and news. This week it's actually grown even more in terms of male interaction. We're at 68% this week. I think last week we were at like about 50-something%. So we've definitely seen a spike in terms of the type of user that is interested in dotstudioPRO this week. Although it's a woman presenting to you, it seems that the gender of choice is male for online video tools. And females, we know, hashtag women's voice. We're starting to build our presence online. So The engagement from last week is only up 1%, like 1.1% though. And if you look at, what's happening with the retweets and impressions, it's really interesting to see that it's only like 1.1%. That's kind of where we're at. Like I could keep going and go through all of that, but I think, what's interesting to see is that, creators on the other side, which is the My Spotlight side that we built for you guys, we want to be transparent with you and let you know what's kind of going on. Our My Spotlight Facebook is up 67%. So we went up by about 50 views in our second week. Page likes, there you go, about 44. And engagement was like 106%, meaning that a lot of people were engaged. Behind the Velvet Ropes launched this past weekend. Kudos to them. So it was great because they, we did a lot of sharing around what they were doing. It's really important for us to shed light on our creators. And, they really, they worked hard on their content. They're banging out content on a regular basis, like daily. They're banging out multiple clips. So, I think it was a great launch for them last weekend. Females actually, again, are the lesser percentage of likes on Facebook. So again, it lets us know it's pretty consistent across dotstudioPRO and My Spotlight. From like a technology perspective and a video destination perspective, men seem to be tracking more. Ladies, where are we at? And then you can see US, Canada, Philippines, and India. So those were kind of our top countries, and those are our top cities. So our Twitter was also up like 142 from last week. We did about 59% up from last week in terms of tweets, and retweets we had 47. So, and that's in a week. That's not bad. I know we can do more, and we're going to do more, and we're going to continue to grow it. But I think that 161% is really good. Impressions were down 33% from last week. So, we're just kind of looking internally. That lets us know internally as a team, okay, what is it that is creating a friction that our impressions went down? And we identified, I talked about pivots last week. It's all about pivoting. So we identified that we're going to get rid of that sign up modal when people land on the page, or whatever page they land on, because it's just a deterrent right now. And right now it's not about us getting users information. More so, we want people to engage with the content and become loyal fans of our content creators' content. You can see that the engagement was up from last week at 63%, even though our impressions were down, and our clicks were up about 11%. So, it's kind of a good statistic. I can go on and on about all the different statistics. I think ManJam, we featured them last week, and their engagement was up. And related to Toyota Scion, their reach was really great in terms. So I think Scion's really happy with what happened with them. And now we're moving on to the next projects with Scion. So now I'm going to get into your dashboard. So with dotstudioPRO, we have a stats section. So if you haven't been to your stats section before, you should check it out. So here's a dashboard. And what I really wanted to kind of drill down on is if you're a YouTube creator, you really understand how many views garner you kind of like an average CPM. So you can kind of see, I know a creator who does about 500,000 views a month. And they're engaged. They're making about $127 a month for that 500,000 views, which is a lot of views. And if you look at a CPM, that per thousand, that's like pennies, not even on the dollar, that they're making per thousand views. And they have an engaged audience and a loyal audience. So it's quite interesting. But if you look at dotstudioPRO, this platform, this dashboard here, they've had 3,213 views. They've done on videos, on their channel views, they've done about 24,000. They haven't been selling on VOD, so they don't have any paid customers tracked. But what they do have is that you can see for that 3,213 video views, they've made $16.44. That's pretty good. That average CPM on that per thousand, if you divide that, I didn't even think about that. Let's divide that. So if we divide, open my calculator here. If we take 16.44 and divide that by 3,013 divided by 16.44, no, that doesn't make sense. So actually it's divided. So 3,000 divided by 1644 equals. So it's interesting. They're doing per thousand. If I divide that by 3 divided by 3, and then so that's 1,000. So they're doing an average of about a little over $5 per 1,000 views. I don't know why I didn't just think of that. That was pretty easy for me to just look at. I was like, oh, let me pull up my calculator and be all studious with you. But yeah, so it's about $5 per 1,000, which is pretty good considering. On YouTube, I know a creator who's doing 127 for 500,000, and they have a huge audience. So, you know, that kind of just gives you this is a summary page when you get to your dotstudioPRO dashboard. So I want to make sure that people understand this is a page that you should be visiting on a daily basis to really invigorate yourself to understand what's happening with your audience. Here, we have the ability to be able to track down on regions and countries. So let me actually just do this. So you've got regions and countries. Oh, that's a big bubble there. Let's see. So we can see all over the world they are tracking with their content here. We've got this huge bubble that says no set because it's just taken over such a big part, but it's actually Huntington Beach. So Huntington Beach, California. So you can see that they've got a lot of views coming out of there. They've got a lot of views coming out of, you know, England. They've got some good views coming out of like Asia, Singapore. So, you know, it's interesting. It lets them know that they have a global audience. While they have a strong penetration in the US, they also have a global audience. So really great information for you to be able to look at and really figure out, you know, when I'm making my content or I'm making my clips, you know, who do they speak to? Who do they cater to? What should the social media around that be? You know, should I be putting out different clips for different audiences? You know, so those are all the kinds of things you want to think about. And then over here, you've got like your top video views. So you can actually drill down on each piece of content and see what's happening. So let's go to a piece of content and drill down on it so we can kind of get an idea of what's going on with that individual piece of content. And let's see if it shows us where it lives. Wait for my internet to load. Things have been really slow over here today, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes you need a break. So here you can see they're on my spotlight. There's an unknown, which we're gonna have to look into. We've got Roku, we've got Facebook, and we've got the channel. Now Roku isn't live yet. We are in testing mode, but it is showing up in your dashboard in testing mode. So that's, you know, something that you guys should keep your eye out for. Roku's going to be launching shortly, and we're actually going to be doing a much bigger push. We're going to be at StreamCon this year in October. So we're going to be doing a big push with my Spotlight and launching on all the applications and browsers, you know, getting everything set up for that. So you can actually drill down on each of your channels, and it'll open up statistics to give you statistics on what's happening on each channel in your platform. So you'll be able to see how many total views, unique views, and loads you're able to actually track on a daily basis what's happening to see. So you can actually look at your social media posts and your tweeting and see like what's happening against the analytics on your video and looking at kind of the engagement graph. So let's look at their engagement graph. ManJam has a pretty good engagement graph on this video. So you can see their total starts, pauses, seeks, total completes. So this also lets you know, where are they pausing? Where are they seeking? What are they seeking for? And total completes. So if you look here, you can actually see over time, and you can press this play button on the video, so you can actually play the video in real time. And over time, you can actually see what's happening with the video frame by frame, so that you can identify, okay, what's happening here with this video. And you can actually see here that ManJam has a pretty consistent there's a big drop off right here, and it goes down till about almost a minute in, and then it gets pretty consistent across there, you know, just as a slight drop. And then obviously that's the ending credit, so, you know, there's a big drop off there. But that's a really great engagement graph. It's not one of those ones that go up and down and down, up and down, because then, you know, you have a consistent audience who's sticking around, they're watching the content, and you can actually, if you have an editor on board, check out where in there are there little tweaks that we can make if we want to make tweaks. So on your dotstudioPRO dashboard, when you drill down on a piece of content, every place that content lives, you will see a tab showing you where that content lives, from Facebook to your channel to the unknown, which I'm going to get back to you guys on. as well as Spotlight. So that gives you a really good understanding. Now, and another thing that I think is really important when looking at your stats and your audience is really understanding your audience from a device perspective. So, you know, you can see here that they've got different devices. I would say that Mac, Chrome, so they've got like a prosumer kind of audience that's engaging with their content. Good to know. That lets them know that it's definitely prosumers, it's entrepreneurs, it's people who are power users who really like to probably on the go watch content. So great statistic for them to know when they're creating their content. Next thing I want to kind of go into with you guys is some of the research that we've been doing online. And I love Business Insider. Although we're content creators, I think it's really important to get a good eye on what's happening across the web and what other people are talking about. So it's not just within our like circle, our little film circle here, but, you know, really understanding what's happening. And, you know, I'm going to share this link in Slack afterwards. I suggest you check it out. 5 things video analytics can do to grow your media business. And that's what we're building here. We're building media businesses. So I'm just going to kind of go through what their 5 strategies are. Shape your content strategy. I just talked about that from an analytics perspective. You can kind of see what's happening on a device level, on a video viewing level, you know, from a per video level. So it really kind of gives you an idea of how you can work with your audience and grow that audience, and, you know, kind of put some little hooks in there that are going to make the difference when people are engaging with your content. So simple idea, stop making and buying video. I don't know that that makes sense for a filmmaker, but I think having a content strategy and how you shape your content strategy is going to be key to you having further success. Content strategies, like, you know, with ManJam last week, we did a live tweeting session where their fans engaged with them, and it created a little bit of a virality around the Emmy weekend. So, you know, and they created a whole hashtag around beer break, you know, that is an existing hashtag, but they kind of made it their own. And I think, you know, it worked. They had a lot of great engagement and they got some really good feedback. Acquire and engage your viewers. So again, it's about figuring out how to capture your users. There's that hook, and then keep them. And so it's the push-pull. So you're pushing out into the internet space, and you're pushing out something that you feel like hopefully somebody's going to like catch, and they're going to, you know, it's going to pull them back in so that you engage with them. So encourage binge watching. I'm a huge advocate of this. I actually posted something on the Oversharer this week, as well as on my Spotlight, hashtag binge watch. You want people to know that there's more than one video for them to watch. So you're offering them, it's an offering. It's not just like, hey, watch my one video. It's like, hey, check out all of our videos, because if you like this one, you're most likely going to like the next one. So it's really about you know, creating that kind of hook. And when I say that hook, so socially when you're sharing stuff, it's really important to almost pose a question, because a question makes somebody stop and read it. It needs to be catchy. Like, I took a picture of Queen Latifah last weekend for the Emmys, and she was kind of given that whole like sister girl thing. And I know I should be saying that a little more like in the pocket, but I'm not, because I don't know how. I'm just me. But yeah, she did this, you know, this look on her face was like, oh no, you didn't. So I actually wrote, oh no, you didn't. And I took a screen grab of that actual image and posted it, and we got a lot of virality around it. Like, a lot of people retweeted it and shared it and commented on it, because it was something that made people stop and think. And the tag and the line was like, oh no, you didn't. Or no, he didn't. So it, you know, when you're thinking about how to engage with people, it's not like writing like, oh, today was a great day, I had a great day. It's about asking you want to engage your users, ask them, and then track and see what happens with that. Grow your ad revenue. So lots of video, frequently adjusting your load, making sure that you're putting up new content and keeping it fresh, so that, you know, the advertisers who are bidding programmatically, which is what we deliver to you guys outside of like ad buy-ins with like Toyota Scion, is to really make sure that you're loading up content so that it's consistent. Your audience is coming back for more. The advertisers are, you know, who are bidding against your videos in real time. Well, they're bidding against the users, but it's your videos that they're bidding against, because the users are interacting with them. It's about really making sure that there's enough inventory there for them to keep bidding against, because users are hungry and thirsty for your content. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and shoot tons of professional content all the time. It's about being smart, creating vlogs, putting up 15-second clips, you know, maybe you want to do a re-edit or behind the scenes, like any of that stuff. You have a repository of content when you create a series. So put that content out there. I guarantee you when you track that, people want to know more than just the actual polished project. They want to know about the creator. They want to know about the things of the never before seen footage. Those are the types of things that are going to keep you trending and keep you growing your audience. And streamlining your resources. So you use dotstudioPRO to track your videos. You also use, you know, one of our partners, EchoRank, to be able to socially share your content out and create those viral hooks. And you want to really think about what are the key things that I need, and like make them like 3 things a day that I need in order to be successful. My videos, social, and how I track it so that I can react quickly to the market. And reconciling. We also use Google Analytics, so you can use Google Analytics as well. It is a pain in the, you know what I'm saying, to track it all and understand it all. And I definitely didn't go to school for it, and I'm forever learning with Google Analytics. I think that's a part of Google. It's like everything about Google is search engine and learn. So they, including their products, you got to learn. But it's definitely something that you can use as well to track what's going on. I know you can put like different, like I think you can put your Facebook and your Twitter and a bunch of other links inside of that to track, for Google to track how well things are doing with you in those platforms. Some of the other things that I think are important, I'm going to jump to, is this the value of video tracking. So I'm going to share this article because it's really about how do you know how effective your videos really are, how granular are you getting, how do you know if a viewer isn't watching your content, how are you utilizing multi-platform. So perfect example with dotstudioPRO, you're creating the multiplier effect. You get articles, you get market channel partners, you get your own channels, you use Facebook. And you're able to create that you know, that kind of spider effect where it's your voice is being pushed out and you're controlling the conversation. And then what's the bottom line? So, you know, I think those are the really important things. If we quickly check in on EchoRank this week, we are ranked 45 in the millennial generation demographic. It's one of the probably 10 demographics we go after with my spotlight because we really have a mix of content. We have 2 more people to reach. So, and our EchoRank daily score is at 13%. So again, you guys, this is really key to you guys being successful and, you know, really being able to make that next step forward. And it's all about baby steps. You never, like I said before, you never know when you tweet something out, what's going to happen in terms of that person being, you know, so that one person who makes that difference in your social reach. That's all for today. We are going into Feature It Friday tomorrow. We're going to be featuring the next piece of content. Shout out to our CEO, Joe Pasquale. He's going to be pitching today on the company so we can continue to make amazing products for you guys and you know, get them out into the online space so you guys are successful. If you have any questions, don't forget, we no longer use email. Check us out on your Slack. Download it on your phone. Download it on your computer. Slack with us. It's way faster. We had 2 more creators who this week discovered the beauty of Slack and are already on steroids with it. They're, you know, they're communicating with us. They're getting stuff done. One creator was like, I want to move my URL. I want to move my Facebook fan page. How can I do that? And within a matter of 10 minutes, done, because they were able to communicate with us in real time. So, you know, and we're grabbing images that you guys are sharing on Slack. We're sharing them on social. We're adding little memes to them. So make sure you guys, you know, check out Slack if you haven't. It's a really great collaboration tool for us. And until next week, when we get to work at Monday, where I do another video, have a great rest of the week. Remember, dotstudioPRO, we bring the platform, and you, well, you bring the brilliance. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.